Good morning. I'm State Representative Amy Elik, and I represent the 111th District in Madison County. I'm here today with my colleagues to discuss the incredibly urgent issue of sexual abuse of students by educators and school staff. Sadly, it seems every week we hear of yet another case of sexual abuse of a student. Demanding the abuse stop is not enough. To actually make a difference, this General Assembly must take action on legislation before we adjourn next week. My House Bill 4241 passed the House unanimously on April 19th and now sits in assignments in the Senate. This bill protects students ages 18 and older in high schools by creating the offense of abuse of authority by an educator or authority figure. Due to the power differential between a student and teacher, any sexual conduct by an educator or staff member with a student, even if 18 or older, is an abuse of authority and must be criminal so that the offenders cannot just leave a job and move on to other opportunities where they can prey on children. We carefully crafted this legislation to anticipate any possible concerns by both the House and the Senate. Now this bill is in the Senate's hands, and I ask them today to move this bill to committee, hear the bill, and pass it. I am confident that if given the chance to hear this bill, the Senate will pass it. We just need that chance. If the Senate leaders have any concerns on this bill, let's work together to protect students all the way until their graduation day. Another bill I filed last spring, House Bill 1275, has renewed urgency. Again, sadly, this is because of a news story about a case of sexual abuse in Chicago public schools. CBS Chicago did an excellent story about what abuse victims are up against in court, with highly paid defense attorneys trying every trick in the book to reduce the settlement amounts paid to victims. One expert even claimed that sexual assault is not always traumatic and that a student-teacher relationship may not qualify as sexual abuse. I'm disgusted by her comments. We need the tools to make sure that sexual abuse of students is never excused. House Bill 1275 is very simple. It states that no contributory fault may be attributed to a child sexual abuse victim. And I'm working with fellow lawmakers now to get this bill through the GA in the next week and to make sure the language is very clear that by its very definition, sexual assault is traumatic. Yesterday, you may have seen that Representative Curtis Tarver spoke on this topic on the House floor, as well as Representatives Reich and Cabello. I am so grateful that House members from both sides of the aisle are united on this topic, and now we call on the Senate to finish this important work before we close out session.